Welcome to Adding Dollars. In this video, I'll be going over my weekly update on the highest volatility stocks, so stocks that are paying the highest premiums for covered calls and cash secured puts. Before jumping into this week's scan, if you're new to cash secured puts and covered calls, make sure to check out the videos in the description. Now let's go ahead and jump into this week's high volatility scan. As always, I'm in the Thinkorswim platform and I'm on the scan tab, and I'm going to be scanning the S&P 500. If you want to see me analyze or scan any other stocks, feel free to leave those down below. I'm going to go ahead and click scan, and now I have a list of all of the stocks in the S&P 500 sorted by highest implied volatility at the top and then descending from there. So let's go ahead and look at the top of the list. Looks like we have Super Microcomputer again at the top of the list. It's definitely been up here multiple weeks. And this is after hours data, so keep that in mind that some of this may look different when the market opens or when this video comes out. Looks like it's currently trading at about $827. This might have changed since after hours data. And it looks like it has an implied volatility of about 72%. We can go ahead and jump over to the scan tab and see what kind of premiums it's currently paying out. I'm going to be looking at the 7 days out option, so options expiring next Friday. And we can give this a second to load. And as always, I have this column on my trading platform called percent premium that quickly calculates an approximate percentage profit for selling a certain option strike price. So for cash secured puts, it gives you an estimate as well as an estimate for covered calls right here. So it's a quick way to quickly see, like, if you want to make a certain profit percentage, what strike price you would need to sell. If you want to add this to your own trading platform, feel free to check out the link in the description below where I have instructions that are free on how to add this to your own platform. Now let's go ahead and start with cash secured puts. It looks like you could sell the $745 cash secured put and make about 1.05%. And if you sold this cash secured put, you would end up making somewhere between $740 and $830, usually the middle point in premium for selling this cash secured put. The risk here is if you did end up getting assigned and you had to buy 100 shares of the stock, you would need $74,500 in order to purchase those 100 shares. Jumping over to the covered call side, looks like the stock is currently trading at about $802, which means you would need $80,200 in order to purchase 100 shares of the stock. But then you could go ahead and sell the 805 call option and collect about $4,710 in premium, or about 6.19% in just 7 days. Jumping back to the scan tab, let's go ahead and look at another one. Let's look at Hewlett-Packard at the top of the list here. It looks like it has earnings coming up on June 4th, currently trading at about $18.52, or about 63.89% volatility. Jumping back to the trade tab, let's go ahead and see what kind of premiums this stock is paying out. Again, looking at the 7 days out options, we can give it a second for this percentage premium column to load. Looks like you could sell the $16 cash secured puts and make about 1.25% in 7 days, which means you would most likely collect somewhere between these two values in premium for selling this. So in this case, you would collect about $20 for selling this cash secured put. And the risk here is if you did end up getting assigned and had to buy 100 shares, you would need $1,600 in order to buy those 100 shares. On the covered call side, it would currently cost you $1,852 in order to buy 100 shares of the stock, but then you could go ahead and sell the $19 call option and collect about $95 in premium, or about 5% in just 7 days. Jumping back to the scan tab, we can go ahead and look at one more stock. Let's go ahead and look at Bath & Body Works, Inc. Looks like it also has earnings coming up on June 4th, currently trading at about $50.71 with an implied volatility of about 54%. Jumping back to the trade tab, let's go ahead and look at the premiums for this stock. Looks like you could sell the $45 cash secured put and make somewhere between $35 and $50 in premium, so most likely around $40 to $42 for selling this cash secured put. Your risk here is if you did end up getting assigned, you would need $4,500 in order to purchase 100 shares. On the covered call side, you could currently buy 100 shares for $5,071 and then go ahead and sell the $51 call options and collect about $200 in premium, or about 4.07% in 7 days. Jumping back to the scan tab, feel free to pause the video and take a look at the full list of S&P 500 stocks sorted by highest implied volatility at the top and then descending from there. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. And if you want to help support the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.